The Ancients Aurora. This is BlueBrixx Stargate set 106848. It was released in March 2024 for about €65. This construction block set consists of 1,128 pieces which are compatible to bricks by other construction blocks companies like Lego, Kobe, Mega, Fantasy and so on. The Aurora, or better said, all the Aurora class ships, are one of the most capable warships in the Stargate universe. With Stargate universe, I don't mean the TV series, I mean the whole Stargate lore. We get to see this ship, which is built by the Ancients, in the Atlantis TV series. This model here was published as a BlueBrixx Pro set. This means, unlike the special sets, this set comes with a colorful box which shows some computer-rendered images of the completed build. On the front we get to see the ship, and on the back of the box we get to see the whole build, the ship with its stand. We also get to know the dimensions of the completed build. It's 36.1 centimeters by 15.6 centimeters by 15 centimeters. Well, I like the box, but sadly my box came slightly damaged. As you can see here, the corner didn't survive the shipping, but I don't really care about boxes. What's important is what we find inside this box, and this is what we're going to find out now. It's a BlueBrixx Pro set, so this means we get printed building instructions. Sadly, there are no digital instructions. The instructions tell us that there are 4 building sections. This means our bricks come in numbered bags. For each of the building sections, we have to open the bags with the according number. Printed pieces come in their own bags to avoid scratches. And there are even some pieces which don't come in bags at all, like these tools here and this plate. Alright, I'm going to open now all the bags with the number 1 on them, and then I'm going to start with step 1-1. I will come back to you as soon as I see something interesting or something doesn't work as intended. Step 1-15. In this step we are putting several 2x2 round bricks on a Technic axle. And you can see here in this image that a part of the Technic axle is supposed to be untouched. There shouldn't be any of those round bricks. And this image here is in scale 1:1. This means we can hold our little segment next to this image or above the image, and then we can easily see if we aligned everything correctly. Step 1-17. In this step and the next few steps we are going to assemble a little Stargate. For the Stargate we need several printed tiles. You can see here that all these printed tiles are attached to this, I think it's an 8x8 round plate. They do this for the printing process. When all the tiles are attached to a plate, they can do all the prints in one single go, and this means that the prints on the tiles are perfectly aligned. Now we have to detach the tiles from the plate and interlock them with these 2 blue plates here. You can see this in these images here. At each step there they show us which of the printed tiles we are going to use. Stupidly, we start with the tile in the center, this 2x2 round tile here. And how are we going to remove it? Maybe when you got something thin you can stick it in here, but a normal brick separator doesn't fit in there. By the way, this set came with this giraffe brick separator. It's a bit strange to have this separator in a Stargate set. Well, I don't get why we don't simply start with the outer tiles and then go more and more inwards and then place the core of the Stargate as the final piece. Very strange. Step 1-22. Some of the pieces developed by LEGO are still protected, and the LEGO company really fight for their rights there. But somehow BlueBrixx always gets away with using several of these pieces. I think in almost all their sets I have built so far, there were a handful of pieces which are still protected by LEGO. I can only guess that BlueBrixx and LEGO have some kind of deal. I don't know. In this step we get this protected piece here, this bracket, this inverted bracket. Step 1-24. We have completed the first building section and it didn't take long. I needed maybe about 20 minutes for the whole section, in which we have built the set's stand. Let's go on with building section 2. Step 2-3. This 1x2 brick modified with 2 stats on the side is also a protected piece. And have a look at this masonry brick here. Doesn't it look cool in this flat silver color? Great. Step 2-10. This little Technic construction here is going to be the core of our ship. This will be what makes our ship sturdy. Step 2-16. This 2x2 by 2/3 plate modified with 2 studs on the side is another protected piece. Step 2-23. And again we got a protected piece, this bracket here. Step 2-38. While our build grows bigger and bigger, we stumble upon more and more protected pieces. This 1x2 by 2 brick modified with studs on the side is still protected. Step 2-40. Guess what? I found another protected piece. This 1x1 by 2 brick modified with studs on the side. Step 2-52. We are starting to see the first details on this ship. And once again I have found a protected piece, this 2x2 plate with cut corner. Step 2-57. We have used an interesting building technique here. We used minifigure arms to create little turrets. This is quite cool. And about the pieces used here, actually I don't know if those minifigure arms are protected. I know that whole minifigures are protected. It's not only a simple design protection like with those other pieces. There is a way heavier protection for the minifigures, but I don't know if this protection also includes individual parts of the minifigure or only the minifigure as a whole. Step 2-59. Here is another interesting method to build turrets. We are going to use tools for this, so we use this tool here and stick it in a 1x1 round plate with open stud, which by the way is a protected piece, like this, and then we can place it like this here. When I think about it, this probably isn't a turret. The ship would shoot itself. I don't know what this is. Some kind of greebling. Step 2-66. We have completed the second building section, and now it's time for the third building section, in which we will focus on the spacecraft's rear. Step 3-7. In this step, we are supposed to use 4 of these 1x1 slopes, but there came only 2 with them in the backs of this building section. Luckily, there are 2 left over from one of the previous building sections. These are all the pieces left over so far from building section 1 and 2. Step 3-21. We haven't used a protected piece in a while, but here is the next one. In this step we have to use 4 of those brackets. Step 3-33. To reverse the building direction, BlueBrixx uses these pieces here, which are not used by the Lego company. Those are simply plates with studs on both sides. Step 3-39. In this step and in the next few steps, we are going to build 2 segments at the same time. The first segment is always marked with an A and the second segment is marked with an B. Step 3-46. There is nothing to do in this step. In the previous step, we have clipped these 2 segments to this bigger segment, and now we simply look at what we have created. Step 3-50. We have completed this bigger segment here and have a look at this pattern. I think it looks quite cool in these colors. It's dark bluish gray, flat silver and pearl dark gray. Now it's time to marry this segment with the main part of our build. With step 3-59 we have completed the third building section, and the ship silhouette almost looks complete now. What's still missing is the third fin back here, some greebling on the ship's hull, and the underside still looks quite empty. These are all things we are going to place on the ship in the fourth building section. These pieces here were left over in the third building section. Also this 1x8 plate here, and I'm always a bit alarmed when such big piece is left over. Hopefully I didn't forget to place it anywhere. Well, we will see. Let's go on with the fourth building section. In step 4-3 we find the first protected piece in this building section, a 2x2 jumper plate. Step 4-60. In this step we again use these tools here to build turrets. This time those are really turrets. The funny thing is that these tools are molded like this together with other tools, and our tool was here, and yeah, I removed it from the rest, and as you can see, of those tools there's only one on here, so it was there. The other tool needs another of those things. It came from there. And of course we had 2 more tools in the step which I showed you earlier, which means 2 more of those things. It's quite interesting that we only got 4 tools which we need, and for them we get a lot of other tools for free. Step 4-64. In this step we are using this piece here. It's, what is it? A mudguard or a wheel case. And we want to place it on this little segment here. You can see here we got these 2 slopes, and it's just so satisfying to place this thing here. It fits perfectly. Have a look. That's awesome. Step 4-68. The build is complete. Then let's have a look at our Aurora. I don't know too many details about this ship, but let's see what kind of details we do recognize. So, we get to see a lot of weapons. I think in the TV series we get to see more than only those 2 barrels here. But I guess it's not possible to place more of them in such a small scale here. Here, more weapons. Here in the front are weapons. Or is this some sensor array or whatever, I don't know. More weapons. And also here. This weapon is doing a bad job right now. It's pointing at this wing. Then we also get to see, I think those are drone launchers on this side and on the opposite side. Here in the front, I guess this is the bridge. And I really don't know much about the ship. Here in the back we get to see the engines. This ship is extremely sturdy and it's surprisingly heavy. But it's so sturdy, I guess you could murder someone with it. Alright, then let's have a look at the underside. For that we have to remove it from the stand. Let's see if I can do this with only one hand, because the other one is holding the camera. Yeah. So you can see that these 2x2 round plates are interlocked with our ship here and here, so it's a very simple stand. Okay, what do we see on the underside? Of course, more of these weapons here. And we can see that there are not many visible studs. Most of the studs are covered with plates, and as I said before, I really like the pattern they used here for are covered with tiles, and I really like the pattern they used here for the tiles. These metallic colors here. This looks really interesting. Okay, the stand. As you can see, it doesn't look too fancy, but it does the job. And I appreciate it that it's not too fancy, because a simple black stand doesn't distract from the ship, which should be the center of the model and not a stand. And we got here Stargate, and I think these blue symbols here mean that it's from the Stargate Atlantis series. And this little plaque here, which shows the series name and what kind of ship we got here, and of course some copyright stuff. How did I scratch this? I think there wasn't a scratch before. Well. Can I put the ship on the stand again with just one hand? Let's see. Possibly I should do this with two hands. No. I managed to place it there. Great. Well, the bricks used for this set here are manufactured by Xingbao, if I remember correctly. Let's have a look at the box. Normally you can read it there somewhere. Yeah, down here it says Xingbao. BlueBrixx uses Xingbao bricks for most of their pro sets. Those bricks are definitely not the best on the market, but they absolutely do the job. There is no problem with the clutch power and they work totally fine. The only thing I really don't like about these bricks is that we get to see huge injection holes on the studs of the bricks, and yeah, this simply doesn't look good. Luckily, most of the studs are covered with tiles, so they are not visible, but some studs are not covered, and yeah, those sadly diminish the looks of the ship a tiny bit. But other than that, I really can't complain. I had much fun building this ship, and yeah, the stand was quite fast to build, but I needed quite a while for the rest, and I'm looking forward to build other Stargate ships.